If you see the cloud market in India, what we have seen is that apart from the anecdotal discussions which we had with our clients and apart from many of the analyst reports which usually talk about a fairly positive and bullish growth of cloud, particularly in the field of data and analytics in India, what is also fairly interesting is that in PwC what we did was we actually surveyed a cross-section of organizations, more than 100 CEOs in India, and about 53% of them actually said that they would like to see cloud as a driver for their data and analytics initiatives in their organization. Now that's a fairly strong statement coming in from right from the CEO level in terms of the use and applicability of cloud, particularly in the field of data and analytics, and that's a very positive endorsement. So I would just like to add to that, saying that clearly when we are talking about cloud and we are talking about EPM or data and analytics, the first thing which comes to our mind is analytics as a service. And that is an area where there is a lot of interest and a lot of discussion, clearly because the discussion has moved away from building something to using analytics, and that is also driving adoption in a lot of organizations as we see it. Apart from that, even if an organization does not want to use analytics as a service but actually wants to build analytics platform in-house, they would actually be more comfortable, at least in our experience, to have the platform as a service available to them, which is another enabler, particularly in the field of the cloud, which is enabling initiatives around data and analytics, around EPM in most of the organizations as we see it. So these are fairly early days as far as India is concerned in the field of EPM and data and analytics, particularly around cloud. But what we have seen is that particularly in sectors like manufacturing or services, there is clearly a huge amount of discussion and demand, particularly when you're talking about analytics as a service, or particularly when you're talking about planning, financial planning and budgeting on the cloud. So clearly these are topics which are kind of getting a lot of traction in the market. What was also very I was very pleasantly surprised was the fact that even some of the large government public sector organizations are also talking about data and analytics, talking about EPM on the cloud in a very fairly big way, which means that clearly there are multiple sectors which are very clearly engaged in the field of cloud, and I'm sure that with a lot of advancements, particularly in the usage of the data, particularly in the different use cases and applications of the data, this is definitely going to be the discussion point for days to come. On one hand, the customers are very keen to scale fast, and in order to scale fast, you will have to deploy something which can be built in a fairly short span of time, and in this particular scenario, having either platform or software as a service can be a great enabler. And most of the clients are very keen to at least explore the possibility of creating those proof of concepts or creating those use cases which can be deployed and built over the cloud in a fairly short span of time. So more than just the cost, it's the ability to build something very quickly, which is very, very enticing for many customers. At the same time, when we are talking about EPM, for example, there is a lot of very confidential and very crucial data which gets deployed when you are trying to do financial forecasting or financial planning, and hence they're also asking very searching questions around issues like data security, issues like performance, issues like data confidentiality, which I'm sure with the advancements it's going to give a lot of assurance to them that even if they are using cloud as a platform for getting some of these applications, it will actually meet some of their stringent criteria around the security and the policy which they have in their existing organizations.